Show, don't tell. A picture paints 1,000 words. The mind's eye. As humans, we have fascinating and complex imaginations, and yet when it comes down to it, we need to see something in front of us to really take it in. And that's one of the reasons why visual search engine Pinterest added 66 million new subscribers during the pandemic lockdown. Planning a wedding? Pinterest. Home makeover? Pinterest. New hairstyle? Pinterest. And looking for an exciting new investment for your share portfolio? Pinterest? So here's the insight. Consumers are migrating to digital means of shopping at an accelerated rate, opening another phase of rapid growth for online retail businesses. But what's that got to do with Pinterest? It's just a digital pinboard of stuff you wish you had but don't, right? Well, it's actually a lot more than that. Let's break it down. Pinterest has gained serious popularity by allowing users to group images together. Let's face it, they pretty much invented the mood board. And they're loved by over 416 million monthly users for it, breaking records for daily downloads in the App Store. But here's where it gets interesting. Up until now, it's been a browsing experience, not a shopping one. But after a tasty deal with Shopify, Pinterest has the opportunity to become a new shop window for the world. Our evidence falls largely into three areas: continually improving technology, the rise of visual channels and product visualization, a rapid acceleration of the digital retail revolution as a result of COVID-19. Firstly, improving tech is making online shopping increasingly frictionless. It's literally never been easier to buy stuff online. And check this out. With the new Shop tab and shoppable pins, you can highlight something in a picture and shop for similar items. And just like that, Pinterest is pioneering the future of retailing. You can even do the same thing with your own photos. See something, like it, snap it, buy it. Pretty game-changing. Clicking through to social media, the meteoric rise of visual channels like Instagram and TikTok have further cemented the importance of product visualization and accelerated the shift away from traditional advertising towards online digital and social media. Pinterest is also considered somewhat of a safe haven amongst social media hangouts, with 71% female users, a particularly noteworthy e-commerce stat when you consider that women influence 70 to 80% of consumer spending. It's also fast becoming popular with the teen market off the back of Apple's new customizable iOS software. Okay, here comes the biggie. Lord & Taylor, Brooks Brothers, JCPenney, Aldo, G-Star, Forever 21, Barney's. The list goes on and on and on. All of them bankrupt. So retail's in trouble, right? Wrong. Because there's a phoenix rising from the ashes. Millions of new digital retailers are emerging and connecting with even more millions of potential shoppers online, powered by Shopify. Shopify has introduced an app for merchants to sell on Pinterest, and the partnership between the two will allow Shopify's vendors access to Pinterest's 416 million monthly active users. In fact, let's detour on Shopify for a moment. Shopify has over 1 million merchants using its platform, and in 2019, nearly 300 million consumers around the world purchased from a Shopify merchant. Shopify's ability to liberate millions of artisan retailers, providing them with Amazon-esque scale and distribution, is one of the things that makes its deal with Pinterest so exciting. In addition, Pinterest's user base is growing rapidly in the US and beyond, which means the potential for ARPU growth. ARPU is one of those fancy acronyms that finance people use to sound, well, fancy. It means average revenue per user. Essentially, the greater the potential to transact or generate revenue from users, the higher the platform's ARPU. In the US, Facebook generates around $8 of ARPU, whereas Pinterest generates $2.66, and internationally that number is only 14 cents. So as its global user base increases and users buy more on Pinterest, the ARPU is set to grow, inflating the share price. And finally, Pinterest's business model and arrangement with Shopify, the fact that it doesn't operate its own warehouses or delivery fulfillment services, means that it may be insulated from some of the environmental headwinds facing other e-commerce platforms like Amazon. Smart. So, what is the investment edge? Well, it's all there. The 1-2 punch of Pinterest and Shopify could potentially replicate the success of platforms like Amazon and Alibaba, becoming a new shop window for the world and providing investors with an opportunity to pin their hopes on the next major player in the e-commerce space. Of course, there'd be no heads without tails, so let's take a look at the flip side. Big game equals big players, and Pinterest faces competition from both technology and retail giants, including Google, Facebook, Amazon, and even Walmart. which recently signed its own partnership with Shopify. It's also possible that Shopify itself could become a direct competitor with its latest mobile app containing a consumer purchase feature. Also, Pinterest was recently accused of gender and race discrimination and faces an associated lawsuit, which, given its target audience, is a reputational risk, despite swift corrective action. Add to that the possibility of slower advertising revenues once boycotts are lifted on more traditional social media competitors, and a global recession that could tighten the purse strings of advertisers and customers alike. Okay, so let's get to the point. Pinterest's digestible image-based format, plus increasingly frictionless shopping tech, plus a potentially transformational deal with Shopify, plus a healthy, attractive user demographic, plus a rapid influx of new signups and associated potential for ARPU growth, plus a business model that provides insulation from e-commerce headwinds faced by competitors, equals a clear logical trajectory towards e-commerce success and a fun 3 to 5 years for Pinterest shareholders. Now, that's retail therapy.